what is up? This is Tania, and this is Health Under Grace. We are about to do a September goal recap, okay? I consider September to be the pre-lock-in. The pre-lock-in before the lock-in, okay? Because we in this, some people call it a winter arc, some people call it the lock-in, whatever you want to call it. As long as it gets you together, call it what you want. But we are in this fourth quarter, and we're about to get our lives together. So for those of you who do not know me, I am a child of God, first and foremost, but I'm also a certified health coach. I'm a mental health provider, and I am a former world-ranked powerlifting athlete. Start this channel. What is happening, ma'am? Why are you so close to me? Why are you so freaking close? How are you going to open this door without hitting my car? Cause I need you to tighten up. I need you to tighten up. What is going on here? Can I drive? What's happening here? I'm confused. Yeah, take it and go somewhere else. That car is too big to be doing all that. Anyway, sorry y'all. I digress. I talked a lot about September goals 30 days ago. I talked about my workout or training goals. I talked about my eating goals. I talked about working with professional health and wellness, accountability. I talked about a lot of different things. I've been doing a lot of strength training, and I've really upticked my protein. So that being said, I don't anticipate the scale to go up a lot, but let's just see. I do see a difference in my body. My silhouette is tightening up, so I see a difference. It's just the scale is not shifting too much. But that being said, let's get into it. I've hit every week. I hit my 2 gym workouts a week plus 3 walk sessions a week. Go. Okay? I started on July 4th. And me and my husband went to Planet Fitness at the time. We were members of Planet Fitness. We're members of a different gym now. I said, you know what? I'm going to hit the gym outside of my house, because we have an at-home gym 2 times a week, plus 3 walks a week, at least 30 to 45 minutes. That's what I'm going to do. And through all of the stress I've gone through, all of the changes at my job, everything, the Lord has allowed me to hit this goal. As of this today, when I'm filming this, it's October 3rd, and God has allowed me to hit this goal. So that does so much for your mental health and for your discipline. For those of y'all who want to lock in, it's not too late. Even though it's October 3rd, it's not too late. You can lock in. Okay, we have plenty of time before the end of the year for you to make some traction on some real goals, but these goals have to be realistic for your life. I am a full-time mental health provider working at a very busy clinic, and I work a part-time job, and I'm trying to do my own thing on the side entrepreneur-wise. I have a lot going on, so I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm going to go to the gym 6 times a week for 2 hours at a time. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. Okay, so I did what I knew I could do, and then I naturally noticed that I was going to the gym sometimes 3 times in a week, sometimes 4. Sometimes instead of doing just 3 walks, I would do 4 or 5 walks. So you're going to see what your capacity is as you begin to go through the time and go through the different workouts. Don't do too much. So yeah, getting off my soapbox, I was able to hit my exercise goals. Next thing, eating. Y'all, eating has been difficult, but I made a lot of changes, and I believe that those changes are going to cause significant weight loss to come to fruition, because I changed from a male dietitian to a female dietitian. Now, don't get me wrong, the male dietitian put me on to a lot of game. He really did. But I think that ultimately I needed to move to a female dietitian because, 1, she's a woman. She knows about the woman's body. And then 2, she kind of got me together. She gathered my edges and said, like,
girl, you're eating too much. How many calories do you eat today?
Yeah, I said 1,800 to 2,000.
You're eating too much. You said you want to lose X amount of weight. But when do you anticipate losing this weight if you just continue to eat all these calories?
And I said, well, you know, I'm burning 500, 700. She's like,
I know, but you still eat too much.
So she says try to cut me down from 1,800, 2,000 calories down to 15. I'm like, ma'am, that's not sustainable for my mental health. I can do 1,500, just not right now at this exact second. Let's just work our way down. So I'm not going to hold you. Like, that was a big reason why I thought that we wouldn't be a good match. And because of that, I thought about moving on to the next RD. That being said, I said, look, I sent her a message after I thought about it. I was like, okay, I'm going to keep her. And I said, how about we do this? How about I am going to work down to 1,500, but let's start off with 1,750. And I do that for 2 weeks, and then we can just kind of matriculate down. And she agreed to that. She gave me some resources. We went from there. So I scheduled a monthly follow-up with her. I'm supposed to see her in mid to late October. So that's that. I'm still using Chronometer to structure my calorie documentation. I do count calories. I do look at my macros, and really being accountable for what I'm putting in my body has helped me to see visually how much protein I'm getting in. As a vegetarian, I've been vegetarian, well, slightly vegan some seasons of this year, but I've been vegetarian since January 12th. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to go back to meat. I'm not saying I'm never going to go back, but I don't know if I'm going to go back. Okay, I've been seeing too much in the news. So for now, I'm vegetarian. Visually seeing my protein intake has challenged me to really be more intentional with finding snacks and pairing food groups and things like that to get my protein in. And I've been getting at least 100 grams of protein in each day. I would suggest that if you are a person who struggles with eating habits and you're trying to go the natural route, because we're natural over here, baby, no judgment, but we're natural over here. I would say if you don't want to track calories, because calorie counting can be triggering for some people, at least have you a journal so you can like begin to identify patterns over time, because you never know, like you might have a tendency to after work eat more junk food than when you're at the beginning of the day. Identify patterns in eating behaviors for you to make a change in what you have going on. Otherwise, it's just going to be a cycle, like a hamster on a wheel. So you got to have some level of accountability with your eating. What's next? So I kind of already went over this. I got professional accountability, a new dietitian, female dietitian, but I also added a health coach through my insurance to the mix. She is free through my insurance. Well, technically she's not free. I'm paying for her every time I, pay for insurance each check, but it's no additional cost. So I would say this is another tip. If you are a person who is looking to improve your health, but you don't really, and you work a 9 to 5, you're full-time, you have insurance, see if your insurance covers a dietitian or a health coach. For the most part, I know, there's a lot of commercials on YouTube going around. I'm not going to name any names of these companies, but for the most part, they do offer dietitian. Hold on, I'm getting a text. Okay. It's my husband texting me. You just have to see what works for you. Having a professional look at what you're eating is going to help you out a lot. And the next thing, I did do a Pilates class. I did that. I said I was going to take myself out for, I guess, a solo date. Technically, that's not a solo date, but if you're trying to finesse, I guess you could consider that a solo date. I went to a Pilates class about a week and a half ago. It was really good. It was about an hour, $20 a class. And it really challenged me and made me see that, girl, maybe you're not as strong as you think you are. You might can lift 200, 300 pounds off the ground, but it's difficult for you to hold your body weight up. So I was like, girl, a lot of people in the body have opinions about yoga and Pilates, but I didn't get any conviction to not do Pilates. So I'm going to go back. I'm going back. Now, the Holy Spirit's walking with me every day. I'm sure that if he's like, I don't want you to do Pilates, he's going to say, don't do Pilates. Okay? But for now, I'm going to go to the bi-weekly class because I'm doing it for my physical health. I'm also doing it for social interaction. And it was just a dope experience. And I like it. I like the concept of Pilates. And so I'm going to do that. So I did add a new form of exercise to my regimen. Speaking of exercise, like forms of exercise, I realized that I want to get back into some form of running, really in my case, jogging. Back in the day, I used to run a lot. I've done a few 5Ks. I actually placed 4th in my age group at my first 5K 13 years ago. So I used to run a lot, and running really helped to get that weight up off me. Running helped to shape my legs. I'm telling you, Sis's legs or tea, okay? But right now, because of my knees, the way my knees are set up, I can't really go as hard running as what I used to. So now I'm going to just incorporate a little bit of jogging, just a tiny bit of jogging in my regimen, at least one day a week. And it's not even going to be like for a sustained period of time. It's more so just going to be like, let me just jog up a hill, or on the treadmill, let me just jog for a few minutes. Sleep. Y'all, sleep has been rough. I feel like out of all the goals, sleep has been the one thing that I struggle with. That was actually one thing that I worked with my health coach on, and it's improved since I've been working with my health coach, but I don't know how to really improve it without considering maybe sleep medication, which I don't want to do sleep medication. I take magnesium for sleep, but I think it just comes down to I'm going to have to go to sleep earlier like a little kid. Honestly, I'm going to have to parent myself to go to sleep earlier, which I don't want to do. But because it takes me a longer time to fall into sleep once my head hits pillow, I have to, and I want to get up earlier, I have to probably start going up to bed around 9:30, 9:45 if I want to be able to get up earlier. So y'all keep me in prayer. Sleep is that one thing out of all my goals that I'm still struggling with. But overall, I really do think that September was a good month. It was a good pre-lock-in month for me, and it really set me up very well for this last quarter of the year. And I'm just blessed. I'm blessed to have a platform that I can come and process my thoughts on about my health. I wish I would have started Health Under Grace YouTube channel a long time ago. I'm going to also be more intentional about sharing aspects of my journal, because I know that that journal is a blessing from God through me to other people. I'm just getting some administrative stuff on the back end with the journal set up before I start putting it out there to the masses. I am going to start making content specifically related to the journal in October. So yeah, that's basically it. I want to thank y'all for those of you who are tuning in to my content, tuning in to my journey. I hope that it's encouraging you. The void for devout Christians in the fitness space is there. And I'm not perfect. I do things that aren't the best. But at the end of the day, I know that I love the Lord, and I know that He's using me on this platform. I'm not going to sit up here and say, I'm going to be covered from head to toe every time you see me in every fitness video. I might show a little bit of abs. I might show a little bit of thighs. Okay, but remember, conviction is between me and the Lord. Okay? Pray for me. If you feel like, I don't know, Tania, pray for me. Okay? But know that my health is under God's grace. And I am being intentional with making Him a part of my journey every day, every hour, and every minute, every gym workout, every plate of food, every time I talk to a health professional. I'm really trying to surrender that to God and not be in my head too much about it, because this is a journey. Like, weight loss is just one aspect of our health journey, especially for those of us who are women who are over 35. Cut it. Once you get up there, and I'm not saying I'm the oldest thing. I know that 35 is really nothing to a lot of women who are older than me, but at the end of the day, it is a benchmark for body changes. Okay, so if you are a woman who's 35 and up watching this, know that, look, I see you. We here, and I will be making content relevant to that as well. So stay tuned. I hope you got something out of this video. If nothing else, you've learned how me, as your sister in Christ, is navigating her health journey. And if you have any questions, or you want to just touch base with me, leave a comment, or you can email me and I will reach back out to you. Okay? Until the next one, I will see you guys later. Don't forget to make God a part of your journey. Bye-bye.